Monday. All right, it's Monday. I know we're getting through it. We're grinding. David, I wanted to go simple to start the drive, right? We have our weekly drives trying to get to the end zone and score. Blaine's going to say that he already scored, but we all know that.
Did we score last week?
We scored last week.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember we said we're going to run it right at your face on first and
No one ever knows
6.
if y'all score or not.
No, we scored.
do now.
We scored. You do now. What about we just start with a nice little inside zone, right? Let's get to 2nd and 6. All right, it's July 4th week, next week. All right, we don't need to try and do too much too early. Let's get into 2nd and 6, maybe 2nd and 5. Hell, maybe we break a tackle and get 7. All right, then we can pitch backwards a little bit on 2nd down. What do you think?
We've been beating them up for 2 quarters.
I like that.
Let's just keep running it at
Let's just keep running it at them. What do you?
4 verts, get to the line, let's go.
Yeah,
get to the line. Everyone has an option route.
Josh
See what you see.
Son over here. Now, I do before we got a great show for you guys today, a lot to get to. But this, obviously the viral sensation, the Hawk Tua girl. All right, if you haven't seen it, it was actually filmed in Nashville, that viral interview.
It was on Broadway?
It was on Broadway, I believe.
Were you surprised?
She, if you haven't seen what she said, then just look at any technological screen that's available. She's a preschool teacher and apparently, allegedly, whatever, has gotten let go from her preschool job because of what she said. And listen, I am free speech all the way, man. You are allowed to say what you want, in my opinion, but you aren't allowed to just say anything and then go be a preschool teacher. Like, I can't go out and say just whatever, even with my job, like, that I talk for a living. There are some parameters. You know, it just, what do you think, David?
You can't be a preschool teacher
you
after
can't
that.
Say, yeah.
Why would you want to be? You're a viral sensation.
But, like, how long does that last?
That, so to speak.
Yeah. How long does that last, though? Like a week?
How much entrepreneurial spirit you got in you?
I mean, it's hard to recreate the viralness of that moment. Like,
how much money has that girl made off of this?
Well, if you got it patented or copyrighted, right? And I saw a picture of her, she's like selling hats and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. Maybe she'll make a lot of money off of it. Maybe it'll change her life. But, like, I'm all for being able to free speech, right? Go out and say what you want. But when you're employed by somebody, like, there's certain things, especially when you're teaching, molding our youth's minds, and there's a double standard in this sense across the board. There are some things, wild things you can say and get away with it, but it has to be the quote-unquote right things, I guess. But nah, man, I don't mind that she's not a preschool teacher anymore.
The way schools are going these days, I'm surprised she didn't get a promotion.
I mean, yeah. Well,
no, she said the wrong thing.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah.
She's not dragged.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Principal.
Tennessee and Texas A&M face off in Game 3 of the final series here at the College World Series. Will the NCAA allow unlimited coaching staffs in college football, and climate activists storm the 18th green at the Travelers Championship? I'm Jay Crane, and welcome to the Monday Fun Day edition of Crane & Company. Let's get to 2nd and 5. The NCAA Division I Council will vote soon on whether or not analysts or quality control coaches or just about anybody can give instructions during football games or practices. Now, in layman's terms, it really just means that they can actually coach like a regular coach or a full-time coach and turns coaching staffs unlimited. The funny thing about this is that analysts and quality control coaches have already been doing that for an unbelievably long time already. Now, how do I know, you ask? Well, I did it. I have broken the rule. All right, it's a hard rule to enforce when you can't be at every practice or every game. In fact, we knew when there was an NCAA rep there, or as we called them, Voldemorts. We knew we had to limit what we actually did on the practice field or at the game while they were there. And then when they left, it was back to business as usual. Now, some will say they don't want it, but in my opinion, it's a good thing. It's fine. More young coaches get the opportunity to show their stuff, and now it'd be legal. Players will get even better instruction because it can be more compartmentalized and individualized. There's no harm in that, and it will actually make the on-the-field product even better. Now, others will say this just means the places with the most money or infrastructure will have an even bigger advantage than they already do, which, while true, that's just the way life works, man. At some point, you got to build a bridge and get over it. Just be better. And as I mentioned earlier, it's already been going on at a mass scale anyways. So it's just legalizing something that in reality is already happening, kind of like NIL, and I'm here for it. Former Michigan quarterback. Got a lot of good instruction in the practice field and in games. David Cohn. My brother, former Western State Colorado wide receiver Blaine Crane. And David, this should be allowed. It's been going on. Like I said, I did it. When you were at practices in Michigan, did you ever see like the analyst or the quote unquote off the field coaches giving instructions at practice? I'm sure you probably did.
Well, unfortunately, when I was in Ann Arbor, Connor Stallions wasn't on staff, or I might have been better. I might have had all sorts of data and
Are you
analytics.
sure he wasn't?
Everybody in the room would have been better, so I still wouldn't have been the starter, but I would have been playing up to my potential a little better. So before this, everybody who's on staff can't tell a player.
No, you have your 11 on the field full-time staffers. Those are the only guys. And graduate assistants, right? There's some leeway there. It's literally being on the field and saying, "Hey, here's what we're doing."
They can't give any instruction.
You're not allowed to give. You're allowed to set up the drill, right? Like put the stuff down, the cones where you're supposed to, and then you just got to kind of. You can help with the scout team and stuff. Like, hey, Donnie, come over here. Like, this is what you're gonna do, whatever. But you can't be like, "Hey, this is the play we're running, calling it," or "Hey, get your hands inside. Your hands are too far outside. They're going to call holding, especially if he bounces it." That's been going on. Dude, I used to, as quality control, run the special teams meetings. Like, come up with the returns and implement them on the field. I had a guy that would set up the drills, and then I would go through and teach it. But when the Voldemorts would show up, right, whether they're walking through the facility, and you want to talk about doors closing really quickly, when that NCAA rep is there, nobody wants to talk to that guy, or they come on the field, then those were the worst times because they rarely happened, and you'd have to sit over there. It's like I came up with a turn, we're running alley right. All right, came up with a return, whatever, even though my buddy Tommy Perry came up with that one. I don't want to take credit for that one. But any return in general, you're having to watch somebody else teach what you came up with.
Tape. I mean, what kind of person is going to get hired on a football staff and then not instruct the kids? I mean, if this is all about parity and we just don't want to let the schools that have the most money, get farther out in front than the schools with the least amount of money, then just set the number of people a coach or an athletic director can hire. And once they're hired, they can do anything within the building.
Yeah.
Why are we saying like a guy on the sideline? Guy on the sideline can't tell a player if he's been lining up offside or something?
No, like David, that is a real thing. It's supposedly only the 11 full-time coaches and the graduate assistants. And we know how many quote-unquote off-the-field roles
Is this
there
for
are.
the people that are hiring, like, I don't know, like the old coach of TCU as an analyst, like hiring Sark as an analyst?
Yes.
Like, is this for the reason?
Yes, analysts were just supposed to, cut up film, right? You can talk with the other coaches in meetings, but you're not allowed to give any on-the-field instruction.
Does that number have a limit?
No.
Is
if
there
this
a limit
vote
based
goes
off how many people you
yes,
can hire?
there's only 11. There's 11 full-time coaches you're allowed. I believe you're allowed 12 in FCS, right? So I believe this is just for Power 5 too. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Group of 5 has their own thing. But at the end of the day, there's only 11 full-time coaches that are allowed to give instruction on the field. Not quality control.
That's what I'm talking
not
about. That's
analysts.
what I'm asking. Is there a limit to the number of people you can hire on your staff that aren't technically coaches?
No, there hasn't been.
So why not make that the number that you put a limit on?
Well, you're just making too much sense now, David. But this, in my opinion, is the best way to go about it. Look, regardless of how many analysts or coaches that were fired that you bring on, to resurrect their career or something. Look at Steve Sarkisian, right? He was hired as quality control as an analyst. Butch Jones, guys, we see this all the time. But now it's, if you hire them, anybody can really just instruct anybody on the field. Now, student assistants, I don't know. I don't think that falls under that purview. But if you're a graduate assistant, because you typically only get 2 GAs on each side of the ball, right? 2 on offense, 2 on defense. And then you can have as many analysts and quality control guys as you possibly can hire. But now all those guys can give instruction on the field, which that's good. What is the harm in that? Nobody is getting hurt because they're getting better coaching, or it's more individualized.
Should be a limit on the number of guys a coach could hire?
No.
So essentially, you're just doing on the coaching side what Bear Bryant did on the player side back in the day.
That's
Bear
not
Bryant,
a bad equivalency.
Bear Bryant was just offering as many scholarships as possible to all the best players, even though there can only be a certain number of players.
Well, what he would do
so
was
they wouldn't go to rival schools.
You had a certain amount of football scholarships, but he would go offer a swimming scholarship to a guy that would never swim, but he'd get the swimming scholarship and then go play football. So in reality,
wasn't there not even a limit on scholarships?
I believe there was I think it was 100. back then. And again, fact check me on that. It's been a while since I looked that up. But I don't have a problem with it allowing guys, as many that can go on there to help and coach, because it's not going to make anybody worse. And it gives young guys a chance to show, hey, I can do this. Because it's one thing to sit in a meeting room and draw stuff up on a board and talk with your coaches and even players, even having players in the meeting. Some guys can sit down in a meeting room and be really good in a meeting room. But when you're out there on the field, it's different. Some guys don't know how to handle that or need to prove themselves that they can go out and talk to 18 to 22-year-olds, and not saying go out and scream or be Billy Badass or whatever, but be able to actually give good instruction and see on the fly what is going on. So I am all for it. I think it's going to get passed. Now, some people are worried that it's not going to get passed because it was blocked a couple of years ago, but I'm all for it. I think it'll make the on-the-field product even better. So.
All right, Chad, let's get it popping today. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you donate, it's on topic. It will get read. Fun day, Monday. We're going to start it off with Kennedy. Kennedy, hello. Does this NCAA vote come from allowing young coaches to give more opportunities, or does it come from guys like Sark and Kiffin being analysts while rebuilding their career?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of everything. Think about it. Imagine trying to police this, first of all. That means sending a rep to every team, every practice, every game. Like, it's impossible to police it, especially since the NCAA is withering away the further we go. So I think it's for everybody. But again, it's a win for the young coaches. It's a win for the other coaches. It's a win for the coaching staff that's already there, because if I can have Steve Sarkisian come over as an analyst and then actually be on the field giving instruction, that's going to make my team a lot better.
Let's go to Mr. Mike. He says, this sounds like the small schools complaining because they can't afford to hire 40 analysts on the sidelines.
Well, I get that it gives you a disadvantage. That's what I'm saying. But, like, that's life. It's like that in banking. It's like that in the grocery business. It's like that in the lemonade stand business. Some people don't live in a neighborhood with a lot of houses. Like, at some point, you've got to find a way to overcome it. You've got to build a bridge and get over it. I would love to live in Rainbow Land where the leprechauns eat chocolate and the mushrooms are made of candy. But that's just not how it works. Everybody's not equal. Every budget's not equal. I mean, heck, we were talking about a couple weeks ago, Brett Yormark having to try and sell the naming rights to pimp out the naming rights of the Big 12 to try and cut into the money gap between the Big 12 and the SEC and the Big 10. So it's just part of it. But there will be some small schools where they can have more guys that can go help. They can bring on analysts. They can have younger coaches. So while you may not have the volume, you are never going to have the volume anyway, and this has been happening. So to me, it's not really that big of a change. You're just saying, okay, we can't police it. Y'all want it, then do it.
Let's go to Andrew. He says, if you don't put a limit amount of people you hire, won't all the good analysts go to all the best schools?
That's already happening. Have you seen what Nick Saban did at Alabama? Go look at the analysts that Nick Saban had. Then go look at the analysts that Ole Miss had. No offense to Ole Miss, but where do analysts and quality control guys want to go? They want to go to the place that's going to help put them in the best position. Well, every place is not that place. When you go work for Nick Saban, you've got a real good chance. It's like going to Harvard. You got a real good chance of getting a high-paying job probably when you leave. It's just part of it. You go to Texas with Sark now, which is kind of a role reversal of what he had to do. Got a pretty good chance you're going to get hired somewhere. You go be an offensive quality control guy or an analyst at USC under Lincoln Riley. That looks pretty damn good on a resume. So that's already happening. No analyst is choosing Tulane over LSU. No analyst is choosing, Southeast Missouri over Missouri. That just doesn't happen.
I wonder if this would open up the possibility for there to be like multiple coordinators who have that title and that salary. So now you could have Lane Kiffin and Steve Sarkisian and whoever on the staff at the same time, pay them all offensive coordinator money, just let one of them call the plays on the game.
Well, the thing is, I don't think it gives you more full-time coaches that you can pay. Now, to be honest with you, if you wanted to pay an analyst a ton of money, I don't know the rule against that. I just haven't seen that. We haven't broke through that threshold yet. But we do already have co-OCs. We already have co-DCs. I mean, you look at Auburn right now with Charles Kelly and Durkin. I mean, they're co-DCs. So in a way, we already have that. But
that doesn't give you an additional coach, though.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. That's
so if
correct.
One's the quarterback coach and one's the offensive line coach. Mm-hmm. They can be co-OCs. But you
don't
have
gain
another.
But see, this isn't allowing you to have unlimited full-time coaches, quote unquote, that you pay like full-time coaches. This is just allowing those other coaches, the analysts and the quality control guys, to give instruction like they were a full-time coach. So I don't think it opens all of Pandora's box, are those avenues. The real question is, though, David, if you did hire an analyst, like is there a certain amount that you can pay an analyst, or is there a threshold where it goes beyond that? That's something I need to look up, because if you have a young guy as the running backs coach, and you're like, hey, we got a chance to bring in, Billy Napier just got fired from Florida, and we can pay him more than we pay the running backs coach, and he can be an on-the-field coach. That'd be just like him being like the co-OC, like you're saying. So
I get that the best coaches are already going to go to the best programs anyway, and that's usually where the most money is. But at some point, there has to be some sort of uniformity. I mean, this is what professional sports fans are always looking at college sports and criticizing about, saying like, this is why there's the most parity at the professional level, because there's uniformity and everybody has to abide by the same rules, and that does create a more level playing field where you can see different champions each year.
Well, the only thing that has the word uniformity in it in college sports in general right now is uniforms, which we're going to get to. Ole Miss has some pretty new nice ones, the whiteouts. But look, we want to know what you think. Let us know in the comments. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Going to get to a little College World Series update, some recruiting roundup, and best and worst. But first, all right, you see that big betting board back there? It's brought to you by our friends over at betonline.ag, the best sports book out. I will die on that hill. All right, fight me. And they don't just let you bet on sports. Got a big debate coming up Thursday, fellas. All right, you can bet on that. You can bet on politics. Heck, if somebody's weaving a basket outside, betonline.ag probably has lines on that. They also pride themselves on their higher than average betting limits of up to $25,000. You can also increase your wagering amounts by contacting their player service desk by phone or by email. So if you bet on sports, you want to bet on really anything, go to betonline.ag to place those bets today. And when you use promo code BOOSTER, you get a 50% instant deposit bonus of up to $1,000. So you use that code BOOSTER, you put in a stack, they give you $500. A stack is the cool kids term now for $1,000. That's betonline.ag. Use promo code BOOSTER, BOOSTER. BetOnline, where the options are endless, and so is the fun. All right, David, we got some big things going on over here.
What do we got next?
College World Series. How you feeling?
Best and worst. Oh, yeah. Isn't that your best this weekend?
That is going to be my best. Before we even get into it, lot riding on the Tennessee situation. Every time I watch it now, every time I'm watching it, and I'll start this. I'll start with it. This is my best. It's been the College World Series in general. But now every time I watch Tennessee, my boy David Cohn is trying to break the curse. I'm with him. I'm actually hoping he's right. I picked A&M to win it. But just in general, the College World Series has been the best sporting event of the summer. Maybe you could claim the U.S. Open, right? The way that it ended on Sunday. But from the start to the finish, we started the College World Series off with 3 walk-offs, guys. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. We've had ups, we've had downs, we've had thrilling finishes, and now you've got Tennessee and Texas A&M in Game 3. Of course we have a Game 3 because it's been that good. But it's been a joy to watch. I know a lot of people that aren't baseball fans in general, Major League Baseball or college baseball, that have been glued to the TV. I mean, hell, we're talking about the Jell-O shot challenges, everything that goes along with it. Like I said, I did pick Texas A&M, but just the atmosphere has been great. The weather has cooperated for the most part. Omaha's an incredible host. But at the end of the day, man, the NBA Finals was a dud, all right? Unless you're a Celtics fan. It was a dud. Now, the Stanley Cup Finals is going to a Game 7, all right? Yeah. But I still don't think regardless of how good Connor McDavid has been, he's been really good.
Pretty good.
This has been the best sporting event of the summer, and I'm so here for it. I'm so glad that they allow sports gambling on college baseball now. I think that's helped out a bunch. But just having wild finishes, having big brand names in there, I just think it's been an awesome situation.
It was the most stressful weekend of sports for me for a team that I don't have any affiliation with whatsoever.
But isn't that what makes it
that? And that was
affiliated
wild.
Now.
My entire relationship with really the state, not just the program, is kind of riding.
And so if people don't know, maybe they're watching Crane & Company for the first time. And if you are, we appreciate you. Listen to the first time, we appreciate you. You've taken Tennessee a lot in the past. And it hasn't worked out to the point where some Tennessee fans, and they're wrong, have said that you have cursed them. Yeah. But you picked them before the College World Series. David, they have made it all the way through. It's Game 3 tonight. They're what?
Game 1 was ugly.
Game 1 was ugly. Look, everything that could have gone wrong for Tennessee
Game 1
went
ugly.
wrong. I mean, the ball's hitting off the pitcher's foot, going up in the air. Yeah. And you got to give A&M credit, right? It's a triage tent over there with the injuries they've had, and they've been able to rise to the occasion. But part of me, even though I picked A&M, right? And Tennessee's what, minus 245?
I don't know why that's the case.
Like, it's their heavy favorite.
Who's on the mound for Tennessee today?
Look, they got both
who's
these
shoving?
Pedro Martinez, I hope.
Shoving 100.
Look, guys are
like A&M with their game. The win was yesterday. That guy they had on the mound shoving 101, 98 miles per hour slider. They weren't touching it. Once it starts getting to the pin, the longer the series goes, the better for Tennessee.
Well, what caught A&M was, had like 90 pitches by the 5th inning because they were getting on. Tennessee wasn't scoring guys.
What's the reliever's name? The number 1 reliever in the country for A&M?
Oh, my God.
Who came in the 7th.
You talking about for A&M?
Yeah.
Is it the Grim Reaper?
Look, it's to the point now. College baseball has gotten to the point now where every guy they roll in there is pumping like 92 to 97. Everybody's got a plus slider. I mean, it's his name escapes me. I will say the Tennessee reliever that they brought in when the game was kind of out of hand in game 1 that looks exactly like a left-handed Kenny Powers. I was instantly a fan of him. With the stash goes so hard with the cabbage in the back. But there's going to be 2 quality arms that are going out there tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
Who are you pulling for? Because you have to split the difference.
COVID.
What?
I don't want either of these teams to win.
You're such a hater, dude.
Well, the thing about it is this. That's not true. It's. I don't want to see A&M win anything because I don't think.
Why?
I just because I don't think we're ready to hear them for the rest.
But it is college baseball.
Yeah, I understand, and I understand that to a certain extent. But also at the same time, I want to see Tennessee lose because I'm just really looking forward to that next day of calls.
With David? Yeah, which, by the way...
I think it would be one of our best segments we've ever done on the show, right? It'd be a mixed bag of the curse still isn't real, Dave, we're on your side.
You're assuming I would be here.
Oh, you're going to be here. I'm going to make you be here.
Yeah.
Is the kid's name Ossenbach? Is that how you say it?
That's probably right.
The Texas A&M guy?
Yeah, that's
I thought they would put him in the 7th yesterday.
Well, I will say that I think there is something to be said. Because it wasn't like this was just 2 teams playing each other to win it at the beginning, and you could pick one of the 2. They made it all the way through the final. But is that worse, though? Like, what's worse? Losing 2 instantly, where Audi 5 take it sleazy, like Virginia, or rocking the boat all the way to the finals, getting to the finals. Oh, no!
It has to be getting to the finals.
It has to be getting the finals, right?
We still talk about that Final Four trip in Auburn basketball.
I told you never to bring that up again.
So talk about it.
I told you to never. I asked for one thing, and that's for you to not. We can talk about 4th and goal from the 31. We can talk about that time that I accidentally took my shirt off in the middle of 4th grade in the classroom when I was trying to take when I had an undershirt on. But we're not going to talk about the double dribble that was missed.
We all remember that. I hope you know that.
You know what? Talking about sporting events of the summer, my best of the weekend, it's got to be the Oilers. I mean, that forcing a Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Finals down 3-0.
How do you feel about the Oilers tonight? You feel good on the road in Florida?
Full disclosure, if you just want to skip ahead to the bet segment, I'm going to take Florida.
Okay.
I'm going to take Florida at home. But there is a part of me that says, if you're down 3-0, right, and you forced a Game 7, at that point, is there so much inertia that the Panthers are just going to crumble and the Oilers win it all? Think about this. They won 5-1. This was Friday night. Won 5-1 to force a Game 7, all with Connor McDavid without him having a shot on goal.
Yeah.
First time in his career the Oilers have won a game where he didn't have a shot on goal or a point.
Well, I know hockey, it can be wild, it can go back and forth, but just the way the Panthers were smushing Edmonton, like the first 3 games of this series. Like you can even go back when we were talking about it. I think it was after Game 2. I was like, everything looks so hard for Edmonton. Like even just getting to the point where they can get a shot on goal looks so difficult. And it's just crazy in hockey how it flips. But here's why I want the Panthers to win. You want to know why? All right? Because I'm a red-blooded American, okay? And I love Kirk in Canada. I love our friends up in Canada. We actually have a lot of people that listen and watch the show in Canada, and we appreciate you guys. And y'all are in the Booster Club, so that's fam, all right? But there's just something so American about a hockey team from Florida winning the Stanley Cup. I've got Mighty Ducks vibes on this one. I've got Gordon Bombay, Emilio vibes on this one. I just really want, I don't know if there's a Panther in the state of Florida. I don't even know why it's their mascot. But who cares if there's one? Because they're a hockey team.
I mean, you're basically rooting at Canadians versus Canadians. All these guys are Canadians.
I don't care. They're playing for Florida. They're playing for Florida.
So
all right? 100 years from now,
Olympics
they're
come by, they're going to go play for Canada, not America.
Well, that's fine. Then I'll root against you. But right now, you're playing for Florida. All right? It's the same reason I'm trying to fix our World Cup problem.
How much
immigration?
How much is being at Florida for Game 7 going to matter?
It's got to.
Home ice has got to matter. Game. I mean, they'd already taken a game on the road, a couple games on the road. So, I mean, how much does road game matter if you're the Panthers?
Well, we've talked about this. I mean, you're the Panthers, so you're at home. There has to be a home ice advantage. I don't think it hurts you to play at home. I don't think it hurts you to sleep in your own bed. I don't think it hurts you to, oh, man, I want to stop, maybe get some fast food today before I know where to go. Like everything, it's treating everything the same. You know what I'm saying?
You're eating fast food the day before Game 7?
2 minutes on the ice at a time.
Comfort food. Gotta get some comfort food in there.
Yeah, two minutes at a time. Maybe grilled chicken sandwich. You know, maybe flip the script.
That's better.
Right.
Maybe flip the script. But what I can't stand is when people go get fast food and they're like, hey, I'll take a Big Mac, large fry, but give me a Diet Sprite. Like, come on, man. Just go. If you're going to get that, like, just get a Sprite, man. Just get a Coke. Unless you just like that diet drink better. I know a lot of people that actually like Diet Coke better than Coke. I don't understand it. It scares me a little bit deep down in places I don't want to talk about. But you know, it is what it is. What's your best, Blaine?
All right, my best over the weekend. Some people will be surprised with this, but Tyler Hatton, golfer for the LIV tournament, won over the weekend and kind of resonates for me because if you ever watched him play, I spent 5 hours Sunday playing on a course and it felt like I got beat up by Bruce Lee for 6 hours.
Yeah.
Tyrell Hatton, being a professional golfer that he is, acts like us. Every shot, it's never good enough. You're going to get 4 or 5 F-bombs around. Yeah. A couple thrown clubs, and he might break one. And it always tells me this, no matter how good you get, it's never good enough.
It's never
And that makes me feel better as a golfer.
They keep score on the LIV Tour?
I don't know, but
I thought they kind of all just...
Did you see that trophy? Did you see that trophy he was holding? Can we put that picture back up? Look at this. Look at this
trophy.
Who
designed that trophy?
What did the Prince of Dubai... Now, hold on. Look at that. What is that? That's like the obelisk.
Dude,
Nope, don't say no.
I want to see the instructions that came with the designing of that.
Did y'all see John Rahm get pissed off over the weekend because a drone kept flying behind him when he was swinging?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
John's struggling.
He's struggling right now. If it wasn't for Bryson DeChambeau, not a lot of great things happen for LIV.
I mean, Phil's 300 years old now, so we'll see. But my worst of the weekend. Let's stay with golf here. So, look, these protesters. Okay, I understand the Bill of Rights, whatever, you can protest. Let's just play the clip. These climate activists ran onto the green at the Travelers, which, by the way, shout out to Scotty Scheffler, the chef, whipping it up after struggling at the Open, comes back and wins the Travelers. Let's just play this clip so I can get pissed off real quick. Just play it. Right here trying to play golf, man. Out here trying to play golf, and you guys are gonna run onto the course, run onto the green. Here we go. I bet Scott Scheffler was so nervous he saw them cops.
Oh yeah, look at him
in the bunker.
Look at him,
dude. This is straight out of Happy Gilmore.
Look at him, laughing at him.
It's like better you than me.
So here's my thing. If you want to stop oil, okay. You want to end fossil fuels? That's your prerogative. But if you guys are so stupid, which you are, to think this helps you, or going and spray painting Stonehenge.
Look at this.
Yeah, look at this guy. He's definitely all there.
He cares about the earth and he's kicking over flowers.
Yeah, he's definitely 100% all there. You're putting mashed potatoes on the Mona Lisa. Like, let me give y'all some just human nature advice. This is making people hate you more. When I saw this, you know the first thing I wanted to do? I wanted to go buy an F-350 that runs on diesel and take it and do donuts in a national park. That's what it made me want to do. This makes me dislike you, number one. And number two, it hurts your actual cause.
Yeah.
You know what? Why can't y'all just do what other people do? Why can't y'all just go in and sit in a tree for a while? Just sit in a tree. Say you won't come out. Okay, we know you're gonna come out eventually, but you're gonna go and lay down on the green? Like, you're in my line. I'm Scott Scheffler, I'm trying to win. Good. You're going to lay down with those spray paint in my line?
Automatically good.
But here's what's got to happen. Jail for a long time. The first time somebody gets 20 years for this, all right? And I'm not, give them 10 for running on the green. 10 years, all right? So you paint Stonehenge? Life, dog. You're lucky we don't go back to what they used to do when people used to piss them off back during the Stonehenge times, right? You end up looking like a Mr. Potato Head. They'll find pieces of you all around the yard. But the first time somebody gets 20 to life for this will never have to deal with it again. And y'all did this. It's your fault. And that's it just pisses me off.
Are we going to admit that, some of these people are just deranged and they want attention?
I think that's,
you can try and pretend like you're taking some sort of
I think that's 90%.
If they keep doing this, the people after watching this already are going away from their cause because it looks like you're seeking personal attention. Because who does this at a golf course?
Yeah.
Golf, golf is very most, especially tournaments are mostly eco-friendly practices. Golf has done wonders going through with the environment to do things better for their golf course. One, you're hurting people for local jobs for these tournaments, money that it brings in. And at the end of the day, it only looks like you're trying to bring personal satisfaction to yourself and not for the real cause. Because if you're doing something how is this helping anything?
Name one person. I promise you, all right, like I say all the time, I only know 4 things, they all start with F. All right, but I don't think there's one person that was sitting watching the golf tournament on Sunday that's watching the end, had watched all 4 rounds, or just maybe had turned it on to watch the finish and saw that and was like, you know what? We need to stop big oil.
Mm-hmm.
That person doesn't exist. There were a lot of people, probably most people, that said, you know what? Screw these guys. This makes me, again, like I said, this makes me want to go and just turn my lawnmower on and just leave it in the driveway.
Yeah, and if you had a legitimate cause that you believed in and that you could, articulate for. It shouldn't be that hard to come up with a persuasive argument for it.
No.
If you have a legitimate cause. I still remember there was a Super Bowl commercial, I think it was a Super Bowl, several years ago about running water nonstop. It was a 30 or 60 second ad. And it ended with how much water you use while brushing your teeth. I still remember that ad to this day. Mm-hmm. Now, does it always make me shut off the water the full time I'm brushing my teeth? Not always, but I do think about that because they made a persuasive argument via marketing. This is not that.
Well, I'll tell you another one. The Sarah McLachlan song with the dogs. They show the dogs that are abandoned and treated bad. That gets me, man. That, I'm all right. Nobody's perfect. I get that. I understand that. But at least that's something where I'm you know what? That was a smart marketing move, right? Or when they show the commercials, they're having to take the oil off the baby ducks, or there's a sea turtle that's caught in those rings they put on Pepsi cans or whatever. That, I'm all right, well, now I'll pay attention. This does absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
All right, I got a couple from baseball here. First off, one more from my best. Did you see that A's pitcher Sean Newcomb, former Braves pitcher, recorded a win without facing a batter, without throwing a single pitch to a batter? He recorded a win. He's the 27th pitcher in Major League Baseball history and first in A's history. Came in the 8th, picked off a runner, new pitcher in the 9th, got the win. Do we have the pickoff play?
Dude, I've never seen this. You said he's the 27th?
27th in Major League Baseball history. Didn't throw a pitch at a batter, got the win. Please run this.
Bit of a slump for him, and Castro has really been a big contributor.
How does that move pick you off?
He's caught in a rundown. Geloff applies the tag.
Give him the dub.
And that will end the inning.
And they pulled him for
Wow, what a great day at the office. What a great day at the office. At the end of the year when they're looking all right, who do we need to re-sign? Let's look at their numbers and the incentives. Well, Sean got 7 wins. They're not going to be man, that 1 win doesn't count.
So I guess you have to pitch the ball to technically face a batter.
Yeah. You have to throw a pitch.
It's not him getting in the box and you getting
no. No,
it's got to make up for all those times that you threw great, whether it's Little League or high school or whatever, you threw great and still got either a no decision or a loss or something like that.
Yeah.
But worse, though, Rockies win in Major League Baseball's first walk-off pitch clock violation. This was Rockies Nats. Did you see this weekend?
Yeah, I saw it. Let's
full count, bottom of the 9th, play this. Walk-off pitch violation. People are saying it's like a shot clock in basketball. If there's a rule and you don't get it off in time, then you deserve to lose. But by the 9th inning, have we not already consolidated the game?
That was David. That is 100% what I was.
We're going to end the baseball game on this?
On one hand, you need to know how much time's on the clock. The rule is in effect even in the 9th inning. And I like some of the things that we've done to try and speed the game up. I get it. But once the 9th inning hits, we don't need that's. Number one, like you said, the game has been consolidated so much, you're not going to gain that much in the 9th inning. But also, that's where most of the drama happens. And the best part about baseball, whether you like it or not, is the anticipation of that next big pitch or the anticipation of the ninth inning when the game is close. I'm fine with having the shot clock, and we've said this before on Crane & Company, the first inning through the eighth inning. Once we get to the ninth inning, let's turn that bad boy off. I would have much rather seen that 3-2 pitch with the bases loaded, whatever was going to happen, whatever drama it is, or maybe we got to go into extras, and that's just part of it. But I'm not a fan of it in the ninth inning.
A lot of weird rules. I actually found out a new rule in baseball that I didn't know.
This is what you were saying yesterday.
College baseball. So if there's a run on second, you're pitching. All right, and if you pick off twice, and the second time you pick off 2 second, and you don't throw the ball 2 second on your pickoff move, it's an automatic.
It's a ball. Yeah,
it's a ball.
It's a ball.
Automatic ball
In college baseball or in
college
baseball?
I know it's in college baseball. I don't know if it's exactly in major leagues or not.
And see, to me, I think if you're going to make that anything, just make it a balk. Don't make it a ball. Because a lot of pitchers, if you ever played baseball, and this is what me and Sergio were talking about yesterday, who he played in college, was like a lot of pitchers are told when you do make that move second, don't throw the ball.
Yeah.
Because if you, not that you can get away with a bad throw to first or a bad throw to third, but you misthrow that one, it's in center field. He's going to third. So I would much rather them just make that a balk. And tell everybody one more time, if you make the move to second to pick off and you don't throw the ball, which is legal, can't do that to first. That's a ball.
It's an inside move. It's got to be an inside move. You can't flip and pick it second. You have to throw it or it's a balk.
Yeah, so it's baseball just got...
So there's a rule based on you have to throw it or not based off which way you spin when you're throwing to a base?
Yeah.
David,
that's always been a rule.
That's
always been a rule.
But baseball's got some wild, especially now with all this stuff, it's absolutely
I think we're going to get to the point, I know quickly, where baseball fans are going to have to do like basketball fans, and when the shot clock gets to 5, they're going to have to start counting down for pitchers.
No, we're going to get to the point where they have to run out on the field with red smoke and to get their point across and try and win people over.
Maybe we should do that. Maybe next baseball game we should run on the field. Do a flip like Oh Boy did and land.
All right, yeah, quickly, my worst, I don't know if y'all saw over the weekend, Travis Kelce got on stage with Taylor Swift. Let's play this video.
It's in a top hat. It's from the Great Gatsby party.
First of all, why does it always look like Taylor Swift's wearing Huggies?
It does. It really does. I don't see. Why is this your worst though? I don't mind it.
It just feels like one. Travis just feels like he's down bad. 2, he's just trying so hard.
He's down bad.
For
back-to-back Super Bowl champ?
For her, yeah.
That's
100%.
her song title, too. Did you know that? Down Bad is one of her new songs.
Exactly.
No,
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
Hold on. Are you saying that Travis Kelce is down bad, personally, mentally, or that he's super head over here in love
with Taylor Swift? Yeah.
Oh,
I'm down bad. What? You're rich. I
don't mind that.
It feels like Travis is trying so hard to be a pop star. Right, and it almost feels fake. That's why more people gravitate to Jason.
No, I feel like
because Jason's more original. Jason's more himself. It just feels like Travis, instead of being in the lab with a pen and a pad, we're out here and we're Taylor Swift puppet. We'll do whatever you want us to do, sweetie.
See, I feel like you're trying real hard to hate on Travis Kelce because I've watched Jason Kelce do some pretty wild stuff too.
Like what?
Smashing the beers on his face.
That's Jason Kelce.
Yeah,
but would you get on stage with Taylor Swift if you were dating her?
No.
You wouldn't.
You wouldn't get on stage.
Liar.
Are you going to your wife to the nail salon?
Huh? Am I going with my wife to the nail salon?
I mean, that's
I don't typically.
No, you're not going to, right?
Not since.
Is that the same thing?
Kind of.
See,
the nail salon in the biggest musical state. I mean, she's got the biggest show in the world right now.
Yeah. Well, look.
Not a show I want to be on.
We do gotta move on.
I'm a man.
I think Travis Kelce. I trust him to be ready to play the season, with the way.
They already
won
the Super Bowl.
I mean. Okay, Travis Kelce don't need to prove anything to me in OTAs.
What are you talking about? He's not going to remember how to run an option route?
Yeah, he's just going to forget.
I mean, we rag on Hassan Whiteside for not being out there in OTA.
I didn't. You mean Hassan? If Hassan Whiteside was out there, he's the tallest player in the history of the NBA. I think you mean
Hassan Reddick. Excuse me.
Yeah,
we ragged on him for being in a
I didn't rag on him.
We all three did on this damn show.
I said
not being an OTA.
Hold on.
Said something about a samurai sword.
That's wrong. I said Hassan Reddick walking around with a samurai sword is horrifying to everybody else. Hassan Reddick, some guys, and I get it, you want everybody at OTAs. I don't need Aaron Rodgers at OTAs. Hassan Reddick set the sack record or something? Like a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that. I don't mind that. I wasn't ragging on Hassan Reddick. Now these rookies, these young guys, the guys that are out there grinding to get it, they need to be at OTAs. There comes a certain point in time, I think, in the NFL where it's like, listen, you've proven you can handle your business enough. You want to go to Japan and walk around with a samurai sword for a little bit? Great. Just come over here and rush the passer like a demon, like Hassan Reddick's going to. I didn't say anything bad about Hassan Reddick.
Get your ass to OTAs. Do your job.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see at the end of the year. But if you want to look like Hassan Reddick, you got to be in shape. All right? Even Travis Kelce. He may not be a bodybuilder, but he's in shape. And whether you're a seasoned gym goer or you're just starting your fitness journey, you need Fitbod. What is Fitbod? David asked nervously, wondering if Jake will answer.
What's Fitbod?
That was perfect. Some would say you've been in a movie. Fitbod is a fitness app that customizes each workout based on your goals and adapts them as you improve. Because we know sticking to the same old routine, it can lead to a plateau in results even as you get stronger, and it can become boring, right? You want to mix it up, keep the body guessing, like White Goodman says. All right, the Fitbod app creates personalized workouts based on your goals, your fitness level, and your available equipment. Basically, it reads the room in the best way. The workouts adapt to your growth, so each workout is challenging enough to push you to make progress. So add Fitbod to your workout essentials today. Join Fitbod and get your personalized workout plan and get 25% off your subscription, or you can try the app free at fitbod.me/booster. That's fitbod.me/booster. Get healthier today. And again, it's a great product. We've used it, and it understands how to make you better as an individual. It doesn't just give you some base plan that everybody's going to get when you sign up. All right, David, we got calls coming up here. The phone line's going to open here in a minute, but I do want to get to the Booster Club for a second, and then a little bit of recruiting news.
All right, let's go to Adam_Mac. He says, they do this in England at Stonehenge, and everyone stands around to watch. You do this at the Travelers, and you get tackled. God bless America.
Yeah, you know what? I never see him do it at NASCAR races when it's like going on. They never run out there then when the cars are going 300 miles an hour. It just, to David's point, I think he put it unbelievably eloquently. This is not furthering your cause. If you made an articulate, persuasive argument in a way that wasn't invasive on me having a good time, then maybe I'll listen to you. Hell, maybe even win me over a little bit. Now, personally, me, probably not, right? But win some people over. You are not winning anybody over doing that.
All right, let's go to Anelio. He says the pitch clock is not an issue. Doesn't happen that much at all. Just got amplified in this game. Not a big deal.
And I agree with you, but it is going to be a big deal when it's Game 5 of the World Series and the bases are loaded in the 9th inning and this happens. Then it's going to be a big deal. My whole point, and what David was saying too, was you've already consolidated the game a ton by the end of the 8th inning, that you won't hurt anything by not having a pitch clock in the 9th. Then you avoid any of the problems that we had, because nobody's going to go back and say, guys, we lost the game because in the 6th inning, Josh didn't realize what the pitch clock was.
All right, let's go to Mikey742. He says, if the Oilers win tonight, I wouldn't be surprised if Trudeau makes a trophy tax.
That's a quality. That's a quality Booster Club.
That was funny. Also on that pitch clock thing, I think that pitch was a ball.
It was a ball. High and tight, and oh boy, didn't go
It
around.
had been called a ball.
But
those are two different things.
Well, Angel Hernandez retired a couple
Those
weeks
two different
ago.
things. That's got to make it feel a little better, though, right?
A little bit, just a little bit.
All right, let's go to Janie P. Waterman. She says, this is so true. Golf is innately environmentally friendly. How about they run out in front of monster trucks? Wouldn't that make more sense? It's just what they're doing is useless.
Yeah, it's this. I think everybody agrees on this. Like, it's just the people that they let out of Arkham Asylum that the Joker broke out that does this.
Let's go to Amos Moses. He says, I'm working on getting the climate protesters to Baton Rouge this fall. Encourage them to rush the field at Tiger Stadium, hopefully during a punt return.
Well, you better hope when you guys aren't on defense, because y'all ain't tackling them, at least the way it's been lately at LSU.
All right, let's go to TJ Presley. TJ, what is up with a $3 donation?
Let's go.
He said, I know we want to talk about the processors. We talk about what Scotty Chef did on that comeback. Guys, he's a true #1 right now.
Yeah, his kid's 6 weeks old, and he's had 2 trophy presentations.
Yeah, and he plays.
Congrats.
You know how good Scott Scheffler is? He doesn't win a tournament, and everybody's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Like, he didn't play great at the U.S. Open, but I think this type of win tells me more about Scott Scheffler than reeling off 3 or 4 in a row. You know, when you're hot and you're putting the ball where you want, you're shaping it the way you want, and everything's going good, a lot of people can play great when it's going good. But when you have an off weekend, right, or you look somewhat mortal or human, being able to come back and then come back in the fashion that he did, even though I will say, I kind of wish Kim would have won it. I like him because he dislikes Brandel Chamblee as much as I do, and I can totally get behind that.
I think they said Scotty won $27 million so far in prize money.
Yeah, that's not shocking to me. The dude's absolutely incredible. But what else is incredible? We got a lot of recruiting news that's going on, fellas, and I know signing day isn't until December now, which that's the true signing day. I don't care what anybody says. If you look, Caleb Cunningham right now is a 5-star. He's said good things about everybody that he's went to, whether it's Mississippi State, whether it's Auburn, whether it's Alabama. Some people have put in some predictions for him to go to Alabama, and we've talked about Alabama's recruiting. It's not going to drop off until there's years of mediocrity, and even at that point, they're still going to recruit at a high level. But there's a 4-star interior offensive lineman, Dontrell Glover, that committed to Georgia, right? In-state kid, I believe. But this is how Kirby has won, right? It's the wide receivers and the DBs and all that stuff is great. You need those guys, right? Michigan just got a 4-star wide receiver, Jacob Washington, commit. That's great. You need those guys. But where you win and dominate is up front on the line of scrimmage. And we all know that regardless of what position or what team you root for. If you're a ball knower, you know that. They get another guy to put on the inside that's going to be a road grader. The kid's put together unbelievably well. But the one guy, David, that everybody keeps talking about, and they should, he's the number 2 quarterback in the class, is Juju Lewis. Went to Colorado, and they had a little something special for him.
They made him. They named a burger after him.
Yeah,
What's the burger named? Just
like the Juju, I guess.
The Juju burger.
But listen, some people were saying that's corny and lame. But to me, I'm from the South, man. I understand pulling out all the stops. The only difference is I'd have named the restaurant after him. Screw the burger, I'd have named the restaurant after him, at least for a couple days.
Well, yeah,
if I'm a Colorado fan,
the burger gone.
It's gone forever. Yeah.
No, well, it
never happened.
Fine.
Yeah, it never happened.
No, that's fine. But I respect. If I'm a Colorado fan, this makes all right. We are really all in trying to do this. The fanaticism, it just means more. The want to, the willingness, right, to go and just do things. Maybe we do put a couple people that are quote-unquote fans in certain places that we're taking them where they can look and say, oh, there's Juju Lewis. Juju Lewis.
You can't name something better after me, though? I mean, just a burger.
A burger? I'd love to have a burger.
I'd love to have a burger, too. What if he called Lincoln Riley? Because he's committed to USC, right?
He's committed to USC.
Lincoln Riley right after I was like, Coach, they done named a burger after me.
Yeah.
I'm not coming to L.A.
I'm not coming.
That's the final
Hey, keep
pitch.
the $2 million. I'm not coming.
But they did have a fire-ass picture of Shadur Sanders handing him the keys in his Colorado visit too, where he's sitting in the throne like a king, and Shadur's dropping the keys, handing the keys off to him at the quarterback spot. I'm telling you, Colorado's recruiting game, and I know they go to the portal a lot. They just got a 4-star offensive lineman, I believe, which is what Colorado needs more than anything at the end of the day. But Ohio State got a big-time defensive end, Zion Grady. I believe he's a defensive end to commit, and Ohio State's recruiting class is absolutely ridiculous. But I'm telling you, man, it's wild out here right now, David.
Michigan's been on a tear, man.
They
signed
should
the
be.
number 1 center, Caden Strayhorn, out of Novi, Michigan. I think his dad went to Michigan State, actually.
Really?
Signed him. 4-star quarterback Brady Hart is now on board. Running back Donovan Johnson, and then you talked about the Jacob Washington kid. Did you hear Memphis land the number 3 quarterback in the 2025 class? Biggest recruit from Memphis in their history.
It's no coincidence, David, that Memphis gets a $25 million NIL donation from FedEx, and all of a sudden they start landing players they've never gotten before. But Memphis is one of those places, and this is what we've talked about when the Power 5 splits from the Group of 5. There are some schools that are quote-unquote Group of 5 that can operate at a Power 5 level. We saw Cincinnati, right, make that jump, and they're fine. We've seen Houston make that jump, and they're fine. Memphis is one of those places. Memphis should be a Power 5 place to me. And if I'm that high level of a quarterback, I'm looking at what Seth Hennigan's doing right now at Memphis, and I'm like, hey, dude, I can go do this.
He's a good player. And Florida State landed the 6th-ranked pocket passer in the 2026 class, 4-star quarterback Brady Schmiegel. I gotta say Schmiegel. I don't know any other way to pronounce it. Here it is. Smigiel.
Schmiegel.
It's
precious.
How else you gonna
Look, Mike Norvell's gonna stay with the quarterback.
Brady Schmiegel?
Brady Schmiegel.
I mean,
that sounds
You got a better pronunciation.
Mike Norvell's
Schmiegle?
Mike Norvell's precious.
I mean, if you're coming
That's Mike Norvell's precious.
Come on, man.
Dude, you talk about the meme.
Brian Block said, as a Michigan fan, all this talk about burgers and recruits is making me nervous.
Hey, Brian, you can have a burger named after you. You just can't eat it, brother.
That's exactly right.
Man.
But if you're the number 1 center, why would you not go to Michigan? The head coach, offensive line guy, and Sherrone Moore. They're pumping out offensive linemen in the league like fat kids to a cupcake.
I'm going to go to a place where they consider offensive linemen weapons.
Skill players.
Exactly.
Like you say big skill, that's fine, but put the word skill in there. You ever tried to skip pull at 6'6", 325 pounds and hit a target? Skip pull. Skip holds pull. That's what I call it.
All right, let's go to Jimmy Lee Baker, the man with the serial killer name. I'm just kidding.
He does have a serial killer name.
I'm kidding. It says Juju may go to Colorado, honestly, but once Deion leaves, he's probably definitely transferring.
Like I'm gonna tell you, I'll tell you. Like I said, here's what I don't even think it's Deion leaving. Let's say Juju flips to Colorado, which you can say bias aside. I think he ends up at Auburn, but it may not be. He just commits to Auburn next, maybe Colorado, and then to Auburn. Because what happens? Colorado starts out. We read that schedule. Look. North Dakota State isn't coming in there scared or worried about that game. Like, North Dakota State, to me, and I know Colorado's added depth up front. They had to. They couldn't get much worse than they were last year. That is a bad matchup for Colorado. That is not who you don't want to see those big red-headed Siberian cave trolls coming down from North Dakota, from the mountains, right next to where the Grinch lives, and all they want to do is line up and run power and ISO. Their quarterback's not a rapper. Like, they don't have all these skill guys running around. They're just incredible players. In fact, I wouldn't draft a quarterback from North Dakota State if you paid me, even though Carson Wentz did do some good things. But North Dakota State is going to say, all right, we're going to play a game called 12 personnel. We're going to line up, and we're going to find out how much you love football. And not only that, with the new clock rules, they can eat a lot of time off that clock. Now, are they going to be able to get to Shadur, and even if they get to him, get him down? Because if he has time, they're going to get shredded on defense. But you're going to see ball control, power, counter, ISO. That's what you're going to get, right? And trucks, all that stuff. Hippos on parade, elephants on parade, whatever you want to call it. That matchup, David, I don't think that and South Dakota State going to Oklahoma State, man, I'm telling you, watch out. Watch out for those.
All right, let's go to Chris. He said, what would be in the Juju Lewis burger?
See, now can we look up what the burger was? It's called like the Sink Inn or something, I think was the name of the restaurant. I want to know what's in it. It's got to be something he likes, right?
It's got to be. You can't just go putting random stuff.
Yeah, you would have had to ask him, Juju, if you could build your perfect burger, what could be on it? I wonder what he put on there. I hope he put pickled red onion on there. I would respect him even more if he did
pickled red onion.
Yes. Or pickled onion.
All right. Give me what y'all think.
I think he put Juju Lewis. He's got
the name of the burger. I want the name of the burger.
What's the name of it?
What's in it? You want to guess?
The Juju.
It's a Precision Pass burger.
Oh, that's right. I saw that too.
I like
Precision Pass.
The 101-year-old burger.
But they named it after him. How's it 101 years old?
The Sink, 101-year-old burger and pizza restaurant in Boulder.
Restaurant. Yeah. Burger and pizza restaurant.
Look, here's what's on mine. Bacon.
Yes.
Fried egg.
Yes.
I want the barbecue sauce on there.
Yes.
Slice of Swiss cheese.
Say onion ring.
And here's
Swiss cheese? You blew it!
Here's where you disagree. I need the blue cheese crumbles on there too.
Okay, now I want to go. Get out. Now, you want to play
That's a burger that's worthy of the cone name. Just a couple crumbs. Don't overdo it. You put too much on there, it ruins it.
You are the guy from Prometheus.
Just a couple.
You are. Did you say Swiss cheese and blue cheese crumbles?
Come on, man. That's worthy of the cone name.
You're a monster.
Jake?
Here's what would be on mine.
I don't give
the J-Boy.
Damn, what's on y'all?
All right.
What's on this one?
All right.
I want my burger.
I think he put cheddar cheese.
Okay.
Lettuce.
Pass.
Onion.
No.
Ketchup. And an onion ring.
All right.
I'm not.
The Precision Pass burger is a double patty cheeseburger.
Okay.
With shredded lettuce.
Okay, I got lettuce.
Red onion.
Got onion.
Bacon.
Bacon.
A1 aioli sauce.
Okay.
I'm in.
Putting the steak.
No, I'm in.
I like it.
Is it A1 and aioli? Or
so what's that, like a
A1
combination
aioli.
of A1 and mayonnaise, basically?
Yeah.
God, sign me up.
Combine them.
Pour it all over me.
That's the bourgeoisie version.
I'm telling you, but the perfect burger, in my opinion, cheddar cheese, fried egg, I'm with that, bacon, onion ring, barbecue sauce, coleslaw. Perfect burger.
The coleslaw on top.
Yep.
Interesting.
Call that sloppy Jake.
To each his own.
We call that a sloppy Jake.
Talk about Octua.
All right, we're going to get to phone calls in a second. 1-855. See, now I can't even remember the number. 1-855.
Right there.
236-3228.
No, it's not. You're such a dick. 1-855-236-3228. 1-855-236-3228. But first, David, you tried this product out
This weekend.
Z-Biotics. After a night out in the town, we don't bounce back like we used to back in the day, boys.
Litty this week?
All right? We don't
I
feel the
didn't
way
go on the town.
the next day like we will. Yeah,
Casa de
David went
Cone.
on the town. They had to open the limo thing for his head to be out. I have to make a choice. I can either have a great night of drinking and a responsible night, or I can feel great the next day. But that's until I found Z-Biotics. We all found it. What is Z-Biotics? Blaine asked while monitoring the chat.
What is Z-Biotics?
Oh, Blaine. Wow, that's crazy. You
Don't-
can ask questions
don't.
and monitor the chat. It's a pre-alcohol probiotic, and it's the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. The scientists figured it out, you guys. All right, it was invented by PhD scientists to tackle.
Come on, man.
Doug,
You gotta
I got it.
tuckle.
To tackle rough
Tuckle
mornings.
those rough nights.
Tuckle me up. Tuckle me, Elmo.
Hey, that's just that's the log line of it. That's-
We all know.
Tuckle.
We all know that dreaded word you don't want to have
Tuckle.
the next day.
Oh.
Tuckle Carlson. All right. We got to get through this. I want to get to calls. All right, we've used it. You drink this before you go drink, and you don't feel as bad the next day. There it is. It's a Pythagorean's theorem of drinking. A squared plus B squared equals you feel better the next day. Because we know summer's a busy time of year with vacations, weddings, and more. Get the most out of your plans by stocking up on your pre-alcohol probiotic now. Go to zbiotics.com/booster to get 15% off your first order with code BOOSTER. Z-Biotics is backed with a 100% money-back guarantee. So if you're unsatisfied for any reason, which you won't be, or you're lying, they'll refund your money.
Boom.
No questions asked. That's zbiotics.com/booster and use the code BOOSTER at checkout for 15% off your first order. Tuckle me timbers.
You know what I'd pay good money for? I would pay good money to watch our ad team defend that ad read right there.
I don't know. I think they would love it.
Wait.
I think they would love it.
Tuckle is just so
Long as y'all buy it.
Yeah.
Use
Please
promo
buy
code
it.
better
Tuckle.
ad read than that.
No, I don't know. The fact that we still get the Roman ad read blows my mind. Blows my mind. Oh, all right.
Oh, man. Let's go to Tyler in Florida. Tyler, what did
guys, how's it going?
What'd you think
Tyler,
of
you
that
want a
ad
tuckle
read?
sandwich?
Yeah.
What the heck was that?
I don't know, dude. I just had a stroke.
Live television, brother.
Love it. Before I get into what I called for, I need to apologize because I've called in twice, and both times I completely forgot to tell Jake congratulations. So congratulations, brother.
Oh,
Great-
good. Hold
great
on. Let me
news
take your
hearing
name off the list.
Yeah.
The tuckle.
Glad I called that guy.
Yeah. I'm so glad you get that reference. Oh, thank God. But no, I appreciate it,
But
buddy. I'm happy.
This was really for Blaine. Blaine, how about those Yankees this weekend, brother? Did
Yeah.
they lose two out of three?
Say it.
Not worried about it. Not worried about it. Why are y'all worried about us?
And they called our
Why
offense
are you worried
mid.
about us?
Yeah, I caught our offense mid.
Look at our record. We're doing fine.
Did
all
you
right?
see, Tyler, did you see David Cohn on the network calling out a fan in the Dave Matthews shirt and said that he needs
No, I
to
did not.
wear an extra large size shirt?
Oh, was
out
he
of
wearing one of them
medium?
shirts that's too small?
I got tagged in so many social media posts.
Looks like he's
this is so
smuggling-
beneath
looks like-
you, David
looks like
Cohn,
he's
to call
smuggling
out
baby
someone.
You
pillows?
monster.
Well, you got. Do I look like someone who would ever pitch for the Mets?
Yeah. No.
Kind of.
You
No.
better
I
not.
don't. Thank you, Tyler.
Hey, I've got another question. What do y'all think about this whole Trevor Bauer thing? Should he be let back in the league, or am I the only one that thinks that?
I mean, here's the problem. I don't know if he's good enough to make it back in the league now.
What?
I'm just telling you, man, like that's like going over there and striking out a bunch of Koreans, I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? And they care about baseball and all that stuff over there. All right. But if Trevor Bauer's good enough, I think he should be back. The question is he good enough? And I got to see more to know. And I think if he was, with all the stuff that's happened, I think he'd be back. But I also he's going to win a lot.
Well, I know he hadn't lost anything from a velocity standpoint. His stuff is just as good as it was, and he's found innocent. So I don't know why he wouldn't be back.
He's found what?
And he was innocent. There you go.
Oh, I thought you said he found innocence or something. Like he's like, I don't know what you said.
Tuckle up over there and shut up.
Yeah, why don't you
Well, I
yell
think
at Travis Kelce? We're having fun.
He should be let back in, but the problem is nowadays it's more about being quote unquote woke or whatever than it is to be right. So I don't think he will be back.
Well,
in. I think
I've
it's
always
absolutely
said
a travesty.
Yeah, I've always said that if you get accused of a sexual crime and it gets found, not that you just get found not guilty, right? Because there's stuff that happens that can find you not guilty, but it gets found beyond a reasonable doubt and proven that the allegations were made for a nefarious reason, the person, whether it's male to female, female to male, male to male, female to female, or that thing where you both dress up like Golden Grams and run around a park and stare at each other.
Wednesday?
Yeah. You should have
I love
to
Target.
serve. You should have to serve the amount of time that the accused would have. But
Appreciate it, Tyler.
we'll see you, buddy. Thanks for the congrats, dog.
Hey, thanks, man. Have a great week. All right, that line's now open, so if you've been calling, keep trying. All right, let's go to Mike in Alberta. Man, the Canadians, they're going to come out in full force.
I thought Alberta was in
They're
Texas.
going to be in full force today. Mike, what's going on?
Hey guys, how's it going?
What's up, man?
Good.
So Dave, I want to save you some money tonight with your bet. Don't take the Panthers. It's going to be pretty much a home game for the Oilers.
Mm-hmm.
We are traveling out there. I think there's probably going to be about 8,000 Oiler fans in there, and if they get up, it's going to turn into Rogers South down there. So and
Yeah,
I
and the
think
lines-
that's going to happen.
Line's about even right now, boys. Minus 108 for the Oilers, minus 112 for the Panthers. I mean, if you've climbed all the way back from a 3-hole deficit,
Well, that's what I was talking about with
Paul Revere did not chisel Mount Rushmore
Thank you.
for Edmonton to go down to Florida and win the
see,
Stanley
that's what
Cup.
I needed to
Mike.
hear. Paul Revere came in riding that horse so that we win this game 7, Mike.
But the trouble is, you just had a caller from Florida, and no mention of hockey. I bet you if you go down there, and
Hey,
you
look,
talk to
Billy-
20 people, 21 of them don't even have a clue you guys have a team down there.
I didn't say it's high on our
Yeah,
priority.
Napier's got to win 8 games, dude. There's more important stuff going on down there in the state of Florida, my friend.
Mike, who's going to win, though? The Oilers going to win for real?
The Oilers are going to win tonight. Bobrovsky's done. They call him Big Game Bob for a reason, and it looks like the Oilers broke him, and I don't think they can fix them by the time the puck drops tonight.
Give me a score.
My guess is going to be 4-1 for the Oilers, probably with 2 empty netters.
Wow. So I'm sure the over-under is probably, 5.5?
the 5.5.
Five and a
It
half.
hadn't hit in a finals game 7, I think, since like 19.
Talking about the over?
The over
Because
hadn't.
everybody's super nervous.
Everyone hadn't hit since like 1960.
Wow.
Done some
Crazy.
Lockdown
That was in
defense.
Game 7 for quite some time now, too, so it should be it's going to be a good game. You guys watching it?
Man,
Oh, yeah.
Come on,
Watching
dude.
That and the college baseball.
Does the
game.
Pope read the Bible in the woods?
And
Come
what
on,
you
man.
talked about, I talked about this earlier on the show. Like, there's no home ice advantage for.
Where would
Florida.
you
I
rather
feel
play
like
this
for the-
game? Where would you rather play this game, though? If you had a game 7.
Well,
you want
obviously,
home
you'd rather
or
play
away?
at home. But
Well,
I'm saying
why-
there
why?
hasn't
Why
been
if
a
there's
home
no
advantage because the amount of people that the Oilers are bringing to these games. I remember watching Game 4 or whatever when they were at home. Like they did a pan of the video of the stands, and there were not a lot of people in those stands, and it wasn't during the intermission time.
Fake
either.
news.
So, Mike, legitimately, are there going to be more Oilers fans at this game, or are you just being hyperbolic?
Albertans are terrible with their money, and there's quite a few people that are going to be dropping. I think it's going for about $4,000 for a pair of tickets. American down there,
$4,000
so-
for a pair
That's
of
just because they know
$4
Trudeau's
grand.
going to take it if they don't spend it. So you might as well go support the
$4,000
team.
for a pair of tickets?
Game 7.
He's
All
probably
right,
got
man.
Jackson coming back too, right?
For sure. I
Yeah.
didn't know you. To be honest with you, I was shocked y'all are allowed to leave.
Well, the tickets are going. I think they're going for about $7,800.
Only for hockey
Canadian
games.
for Game 6.
You can only leave this. You can
You only
the
leave for
country
hockey games? Yeah.
All right, Mike. Call back
We'll
in
see,
tomorrow,
Mike.
man.
We'll see.
Okay. All right.
Call in tomorrow now. We
All
want to
right.
hear from you. It's going to be a big one. All right, let's go to Timothy in Green Bay. Timothy,
Oh,
talk to
great.
us.
Hello, gentlemen.
The Voltar of the North.
Hello.
I haven't called back in a while, but I first got to say congratulations to Jake on the
Tim,
baby.
thank you,
Look at
buddy.
that.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Olive branch.
I have 2 things to say, but first is, I know it's early in the week, but are you guys going to talk about UFC 303? Any thoughts on that?
Well, we were going to do a lot with UFC 303, but now
Well,
Connor's out
I
now.
mean, it's like what? Yay, Conor McGregor's
Yeah,
not fighting.
it's just like, dude, it's just like if the dating pictures was a lot hotter than what it.
Yeah, what? You catfished us.
Was Pereira always on this card, or did he get moved up? No, so he
No,
took
they called
Connor's. Took Connor and Michael Chandler's spot.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the
Yeah.
card since that news broke of them not doing it because I'm still kind of a little butthurt about it. But once I get back and the
You're
week
BH'd
starts,
about
yeah,
it?
the week starts rolling around a little bit more, I'll take a dive into it.
Tim, just for you, we'll look at it. We'll stare at it.
Tim, how are you doing?
Thank you.
Yeah, how's life for you
What's
right
up,
now?
Timmy?
I'm good. Sadly, my team, I was coaching, lost in the championship,
Yep.
so in depression. But
Well, look,
other than
What was the score? Was it close?
whose fault was it? Was it yours?
no, it was my fault. I should have coached them better. Take the blame.
That's a great. You are on the right path. And guess what?
Yeah.
Now you can just go
Tim,
give instruction
Tim.
as an analyst or quality
Tim.
control somewhere.
Tim.
Once this gets
it's the
passed.
kid's fault. All right, obviously they're not good enough, and we're gonna have to
And-
recruit better players next year.
Yeah. And then one last thing. I'm sick and tired. I said it before of the David hate. Tennessee has sucked before any of us were born. Now I just felt they lose.
Man.
All right.
Golly, you
Wow,
call back
I tell you
anytime,
what,
Timothy.
Timothy,
We're going to find
you're
out
just-
tonight.
Yeah.
All right.
You're growing up right before our eyes, and
Yeah.
I feel proud.
Hey, did you watch that Whitaker fight this weekend quickly?
I did. That was insane. The knockout.
So he was supposed to fight Hamzat, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And
And then Hamzat
Hamzat
got hurt again.
got sick.
Who's that? Real quick. I can't remember his name. Probably couldn't pronounce it if I could remember. Who's the guy who's like Asian and Russian? That they
Oh, Bandersnatch.
Oh, that's
Vandersnatch?
No, that's the thing from Alice in Wonderland.
I know you're
Just
talking about. I
come up
can't remember
with
his
that.
name at the top of my head, but he's in Kazakhstan. He's a
Dude,
beast.
have
He
you
wears that.
have you seen
He
this
wears the
cat?
fro. He wears that little hat.
Listen, I was worried. Like, you remember we used to be like, man, if you're fighting a guy that's like Eastern, like Eastern European or somewhere like from like Uzbekistan or something, like be worried. Dude, this is a whole different level. I don't know if there's another person like that. Like it's what we.
Yeah, he was fun.
You know who I'm talking about, Tim. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, he did. I think I know
really
you're
thought his name
talking,
was Vandersnatch.
his last fight absolutely dominated him.
Yeah.
Bro, like this dude is a problem, but we'll see.
All right, Timothy, appreciate it. We'll talk some UFC 303 later this week.
Timmy.
All right, next one up here. Look, it says time. It says time from California. So I got a couple options
Is
right
this
now.
Father Time?
Either I could assume you are Father Time, or I could just go out on a limb and say it's supposed to be Tim. And I don't really know what to do.
I don't know.
All right. Father Time?
Hey, boys. It's Tim J. PGA from California.
Well, I was close.
It's Tim.
Okay.
Hey,
The E's silent.
right.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
E's silent.
Did you shoot 68 this weekend somewhere or what?
Yeah, Tim. First of all, before you even ask the question, I'm coming at you in desperation. I'm getting worse at golf.
You're not getting free lessons.
You're overthinking it, dude. Like when you play your best,
No,
when you
I-
just go out there and play.
Thanks, Tim. Hey, Tim.
Send me your video on Instagram, and I'll fix you.
He's walking out of the
Blaine
studio
looks
right
at
now.
me. He goes. Blaine looks at me during one shot. He's like, God. He's like, man, my grip is all out of whack.
It is.
I'm like, how does that happen?
It
Just grip the
First of
club.
all, like, look, I have larger size hands. I don't know if the grips are too small. I got told that to me. I don't think that's what it is. All right, my grip's fine, but when I'm mid-swing, all right, like, and sometimes, like, my hands will come off the club, and I'll readjust my grip mid-swing.
I think they call that cerebral palsy.
So I think so, too. And by the time I downswing, it's like my hands are like Ricky Bobby off that commercial. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Tim, what's wrong with his hands?
I don't want to go. I could go for a while talking about what you need to do, but get bigger grips. That'll help. If you have big hands, go mid-size or jumbo.
Okay.
Look at
I gotta get
Jumbo's grips.
This is gonna get clipped. I got a stiffer shaft for my driver too.
Get
So it's
the-
a plus.
So you want a
I didn't
jumbo
even know
grip
this
for your
was a
stiff
thing.
shaft.
I didn't even know this was a thing. So I thought I got the stiffest shaft you could get, but apparently it's like a Tour plus. You can get, and the guy we played with this
basically-
weekend played with it, and it's impossible. Like it doesn't bend.
It's basically just concrete. It's
God, what a
concrete
time for
shaft.
the Roman ad.
Yeah, I know, right?
Get break, boys.
So Tim, what's up, buddy?
Hey, by the way, congratulations, Jake. I
My
keep
grip's
thinking what
just
Harrison Buckner-
fine.
I keep thinking what Harrison Buckner talked about, and you're going to learn that. I have 2 kids and a stepdad to another. It's the greatest joy in life, and
I'm so pumped, dude.
nothing will beat it.
I can't
So,
wait.
Congratulations.
Find out the gender July
I wanna
7th.
talk real-
That's the day, July 7th?
Yeah, either that or till the kindergarten teacher tells us.
Well, yeah, the baby will tell you one day.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, real quick, and I'm with you with the climate protesters. I think it's hilarious that they don't understand how many herbicides and other chemicals have to go on the green now to fix all that crap. So they just ruined.
They had to skin a koala alive to fix that green.
The other one I want to talk about real quick, and Scotty Scheffler, everyone, ESPN and Golf Channel, everyone's talking about maybe the greatest year of golf. And I keep wanting to tell them all, like, to pump the brakes.
Yeah.
I'll be real quick there. There's 4 greatest years of golf that he's away from. Real quick, 1930, Bobby Jones wins the Grand Slam.
It's a great year.
1946, Byron Nelson wins 11 in a row and 18 total. 1952, Ben Hogan wins the Masters, the U.S. Open, the British Open, and he couldn't get back in time for the PGA, but won, I think, 11 that year. And then Tiger Woods in 2000, which I think you guys all remember. It was U.S. Open, British Open, PGA, all by record.
Yeah.
So he pump the brakes a little bit, guys. He's not the. I love Scotty, I really do.
Yeah,
but he's got a ways to go.
Two things can be true at once. Scotty Scheffler can be amazing. It's a great story. He's the best golfer in the world right now. I don't even think it's close. And he's also not Tiger.
Look, if he stays on this pace, only in 12 more years.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Just a little over a decade, then we'll start having that conversation.
Yeah, he's got 2 majors. Like, wait, get to 14 and we'll talk about it.
Definitely. Appreciate it, Tim.
Appreciate it, Tim. Thanks, man. All right, let's go to Kirk, boys. Kirk in Canada. What's up, man?
Game 7, boys. Game 7, the 2 greatest words of sports.
I know. Is it still 100 degrees up there where you're at? You live in like the hottest part of Canada.
Well, no, it rains, so it's pretty normal today. It's probably about 75.
Okay.
But you're going to want to take the Edmonton Oilers. I've got 5 reasons written down here. We'll go through them one at a time real quick here.
Do it.
Number 1. Paul Maurice, the coach of the Florida Panthers. No coach has lost more games ever. He has the record with 700 and some losses.
You got to be first in something.
Number 2. That's right. Number 2, Evan Bouchard. Evan Bouchard, the defenseman for Oilers, broke a record, all-time NHL record in Game 6 with his 26th or 27th assist. So no defenseman has scored. I think Paul Coffey has a 40-year record with 25 assists, and he broke it with 26. So good on Evan Bouchard. Number 3, that fella in Alberta. Oh, how it did my heart well to hear another Canadian calling in today, by the way. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Bobrovsky is mentally cooked, gentlemen.
He is?
Not even remotely the same goalie he was a week and a half ago.
Well, I feel like they should use my strategy. Y'all know it.
Number 4, no team in the playoffs has more Canadian players than the Edmonton Oilers. Don't forget.
What's 5, Kirk?
Just like last year's Vegas Golden Knights. And finally, 5th, but certainly not last. It's a little bit blasphemous. A lot of people are calling him McJesus instead of McDavid. But I don't call him McJesus. I call him McDavid, but he's going to put that team on his back tonight, gentlemen. He's going
just everyone feels like they're picking.
Well, Kirk, I got 5 reasons. I got 5 reasons why Florida's going to win.
Everyone feels like they're picking.
Y'all ready?
Oh, I'd love to hear those.
Say can you see? It's America, dog.
By the dark early light.
That's right. Like I said, Benjamin Franklin didn't ride to warn the British were coming for us to lose to Edmonton.
And become president.
Going to win it too.
Do what?
I thought Ricky Fowler is going to win it too.
We'll see. 2 if by land, 1 if by McDavid. Give me the Panthers tonight.
Love it. Thank you, Kirk.
Love you, Kirk.
Hey, Kirk.
Hey, Kirk, almost made it without mentioning that merch you ain't got.
USA, Kirk. All right, let's go to...
It's not there, Blaine.
That polar bear didn't have it on its back when it walked through your village.
Trust me, I have 2 hours of waterboarding after this. We'll get it there, Kurt.
Wow.
2 hours?
2 hours, because 1 hour is just not enough.
Because 1 hour just doesn't get to send the message.
One person.
Well, how do you feel about it, Noble? We got Noble on the line in Fort Worth. How do you feel about waterboarding?
When you need it, you need it.
I mean, that's the best answer you can give.
It's effective. It's an effective torture method.
Hey, come on.
Oh, what's up, man?
Hey, Blaine, where is the merch? We got to get answers.
That's what I'm trying to find out. That's what I'm going to find out later. I have a flight to hop on. I got to go to Guatemala. Now I got to waterboard somewhere for 2 hours.
Hold on. It's Guantanamo
Bay.
No, I don't want to
go to Guatemala.
I'm not going to Guantanamo Bay. That's not a real place. I'm going to Guatemala where they
The new flight's in Guatemala, y'all.
That's where they make the shirts, dog.
The new flight's in Guatemala.
They don't make the shirts in Guantanamo Bay. They make the shirts in Guatemala.
I feel you, man.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Noble, what's up, buddy?
Hey.
The hell?
Well, I'm not avoiding a work meeting today because I called out of work to be in Omaha today. Drove the 10 hours last
You drove
night.
10 hours to Omaha?
10 hours?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I full sent it.
I love that.
I'll be here for game 3.
Dude, so you're obviously a Texas A&M fan, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so how pissed are... This is why I don't do what you did, Noble. I'm going to tell you. I respect what you did, all right? I love that people do that. If I drove 10 hours to go watch Game 3 and we lost...
And we lose? Yeah.
I understand how much fun it would be if you won. I get that. But to me, I would have as much fun at my house.
You got to take.
Look, I respect it. You got to risk it to get the biscuit. But that's a loan. That's like the Trail of Tears, son, coming back, that 10-hour drive.
How many chili dogs is it going to take?
Yeah. I already qualified. I hit 3 in the first inning.
Yeah, I've already decided that tomorrow I'll be an emotional wreck either way. And I figured, if I'm going to be an emotional wreck, I might as well do it in the city where it's happening and buy the jello shots along the way.
That is true. Also, there's a when I was coaching in Council Bluffs, which is right across the river from Omaha, there's a brewery in Omaha. It's a brewery restaurant. Jeez, I'm just absolutely falling all over the place today. I can't remember the name of it, but people will know exactly. It's close to the stadium. Like it's not too far away. It is so good. If I go back to Omaha, I swear to God, I'm going to go there. It's so good. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
He doesn't remember what it's called, but they sell beer there. So you should be able to find it. It's in Omaha, right? And they sell beer.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look at it. It's a brewery restaurant. It's people. If you talk to people, they will know. They'll know what it's called. I can't remember.
Okay.
Talk to any person
with that exact description.
Yeah, describe it like that.
You know somewhere they sell beer and food. You know,
all right, Noble, call in tomorrow now.
Hey, call in tomorrow, Noble, please. We want to know how you're feeling. And drink your Z-Biotics. ZBIOTICS.com.
All right, we got 3 callers left. I want to get to everybody, so 1 minute each here. Let's go to Devin in West Virginia. Talk to us.
Hey, can you hear me?
Devin, what's up, dude?
Hey, so I got an idea for regulation in college football.
Ooh,
everybody knows the Big Ten and the SEC are the big brothers. What if they each just adopt a little brother in the ACC and the Big 12, and conferences just get moved in between? That way, the money, the prestige is kind of the similar thing, but at the same time, everybody knows that the big boys are.
So you would say it'd have to probably work out. The SEC would absorb the ACC, is what you're saying, and then the Big 10 would absorb the Big 12. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much, yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. That may actually happen.
It
like
could
that.
Work.
That like it could
legitimate work.
It could legitimately work. But if that was gonna happen, like from a wholesome in aggregate standpoint, where the whole conference has got to go, it would. Because I'm trying to remember the Big 12. The Big 12 deals with ESPN though too, right?
It's just you still. So I just looked this up today before we did the thing with Tim Brando. They split between ESPN and Fox.
Okay, so that's deal. Yeah.
But like, look, we're already going like that way anyway. If you could get the TV deal in the right spot, essentially divide it equally still among the programs. But the ones that can compete for whatever the top tier championship is limited to the number of teams in that tier that year, and then they could still rotate with the relegation system.
No, Devin, I don't think you're too far away from what's actually going to happen, dude.
Yeah, that was all I wanted to call about. Also, I want to say, go Blue.
Go Blue.
National champions, and congratulations on fatherhood.
Thank you.
Just gotta get
Thank you.
Now.
Man, I'm so excited. Just hope the baby looks like her. I think everybody does.
Appreciate the call, Dev.
Appreciate it, brother. All right, let's go to Mike in Colorado. Mike, talk to us.
Hey, boys. Good afternoon. Wanted to follow up with you guys. I like your bringing up the Juju Lewis visit here to Colorado and how much this whole city kind of rolled out the red carpet for that recruit.
I respect it.
Yeah, you guys didn't mention, I mean, the photo, that was great with Shedeur handing off the keys. I think that goes a long way. But you guys didn't mention Miss Peggy getting a photo with Juju and the recruits. Do you guys know who she is?
I've heard that name before. I can't just off the top of my head remember exactly what the affiliation is.
So, yeah, she's a 90-year-old lady. Her and her twin sister have had Colorado season tickets almost their entire life.
She's your sister, Jean.
And so, correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So she's the remaining survivor of the two twins, 90-year-old lady that Coach Prime has gone over and met with and brought out on the field. She did the kickoff at spring game last year.
Oh,
nice. A local celebrity. Oh, yeah. So a lot of fun. Do you think, though, this kind of stuff long-term starts to put Colorado back on the map recruiting? I know they've had some big gets here, but is this going to get them to that level where they're more consistently top 20, top 15 classes?
Well, to be honest with you, I think if Deion wants to take enough high school guys to get that ranking, that's one question, right? Because the way he's kind of gone about it's been a little bit different. We'll see how that experiment works out. But I think it's multiple things. Number one, you have to be all in to have that happen. And you guys seem all in, not just saying it, but displaying it, as I always say. But then it's got to start showing up on the field, right? At some point, with all the NIL pitches, all this other stuff, all the cool pictures, all the 90-year-old ladies in the photos, that's great. I'm not making fun of that. At some point, one of the biggest pitches is still, hey, we win a lot of games and we're going to get you in the NFL because we put you in primetime moments so you can make those plays to improve your draft status. So, but you can't get to that point without being all in or at least close to all in. That's why if I'm a Colorado fan, I would feel much better about the buy-in of everybody around and doing the maniacal, nuts, lunatic things that you have to do, like we do down here in the South and they do in the Midwest and even in some parts in the Northeast, to be able to operate. Because if you're going to make it in the asylum, you also have to be crazy, right? And I think you guys are entering mental illness in a good way. I don't know a better way to say that.
I like it. Appreciate it, Mike.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. That's the vibe I get too. So,
yeah.
Well, thanks, guys. I hope when it comes time to do picks this year, we get some favorable views here.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Blaine's got y'all winning the conference.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
That's fun.
Thanks, Mike.
Look, that's not true, but I want you to know I did take y'all's over last year and over-under wins.
Well, if not, then you're going to get waterboarded in Guatemala. So
that's where we make our shirts. I don't know why I'd go to Guantanamo Bay to get our merch.
It was just funny the way that worked out.
All right, thank y'all for calling in. Thomas, Janelle, y'all please call in tomorrow.
Janelle, what a sweet name. Janelle, call tomorrow.
Janelle, call in tomorrow, please. I'll get to you first.
Say Pongo. All right, let's get to bets. Let's go. I didn't do a Sunday 6, did a Saturday 6, went 4-2. We're back in positive units. I think we're plus 10 overall. Grinding. What do we got? I'm riding the Lightning, boys. I picked A&M to win it. All right, but if you're going to give me A&M at plus 1.5 runs at plus money.
114?
Yeah, that's what David was talking about before.
Wild.
It's the truth.
Crazy. They're going to get rolled? They think you're going to get rolled?
They think Tennessee's like minus 245, whatever, to win, something like that.
Wow.
Bet online, betonline.ag, right? That's how we do things. Texas A&M plus 1.5 at plus 114, and then that's fine. I'll stick the American flag in the ground, all right? I'll look up and have the eagle, put my arm up and have the eagle land on my shoulder and walk it around a little bit, get some walking around money. Give me the Panthers money line tonight. Game 7.
I know this is off. Do y'all know there's such thing as a golden eagle?
Like the animal?
Yeah, I've never seen a picture of it. I didn't see a picture of it until this weekend.
You haven't seen that before?
No. Damn.
Yeah, you got bald eagle, you got golden eagle, you got the Philadelphia Eagles. All 3 different eagles.
Boston College?
The Boston College Eagles, David.
Yeah. That's
another one. They said those are smarter, but they underperform in big moments.
All right, bet buds on the Panthers, man. Let's go, Panthers.
Let's go. Let's ride America.
I just don't know. I don't have much faith right now. You dropped the last 3, but hey, we get a game 7, so that's pretty cool. And then, look, I'm invested already. I'm dug in here. I encourage no one to trail this whatsoever. But I got to take Tennessee money line.
I love it.
In the baseball game. But I'm going to pair it with the over at 9.5 because the odds are so out of whack. So that's Tennessee money line plus over 9.5 at plus 130.
It's that white wine and fish pairing there. Winner and the
Well, we need runs.
All right, bring mine up. I didn't take a Sunday 6 either. I got beat up too bad on the golf course. Go back to the Nerfy game. Give me Mariners, Reds, Nerfy. That's going off at minus 140. And then Nats, Padres, Nerfy at minus 125.
All right. Ace, Dodgers, money line, minus 1.25. Rangers, money line, plus 150. Booster Club.
All right, let's get to the donations here. Oh, I didn't know Auburn has a golden eagle and a bald eagle fly around the stadium.
Yeah. You haven't seen that one? It's hard to see because the sun reflects the golden eagle so much. It's hard to see.
I just, sometimes. All right, let's go to, if you donated today, thank you so much. We're going to start off with $5 donation from Alan Drake. Blaine, you redeemed yourself from the WNBA under 170 debacle by predicting the Game 7 after the Oilers were down 0-3.
You did predict that, but you also did say Mavs in 7 too, so it balances out.
Yeah, that is true. $2 donation
you still said Mavs, and you remember that was so funny? You said, even after the Celtics won, you're like, Mavs in 7. That was
you got to believe. $2 donation from Timothy from Green Bay. I believe the fighter Jake was talking about is Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Yeah, good luck. You know what that's Bulgarian for where's my face?
I think it's probably Shavkat. Probably Shavkat. $2 donation from Cuse Mode, Better Golf Swing, Blaine Crane or Charles Barkley. That's disrespect.
Yeah, that is disrespect. Look, Blaine's got a good swing. He's just overthinking right now.
I mean, I'm not out there just like, I'm not a disaster.
You shot a 76 last month. I don't want to hear anything from you.
Well, after you go out there and shoot a 90 in the course we played Sunday, it doesn't feel great.
Dude, that course we played Sunday, though, like, let's be honest. There's the course we played Sunday. It's like I was telling you before the show. It wasn't like, oh, I made a bad shot. We can recover. It's, oh, I didn't hit a perfect shot, double bogey. Like, there's no...
It was depressing. Like, it almost wasn't fun.
It never got better. Like, you would think you're like, all right. Like, it's funny. Our boy Ben, who we played with, who's really good. Like, we pull up to the next hole. He's like, all right, this one, I swear to God, every time we pull up to the next hole, he's like, all right, this is the hardest hole in the course. He'd be like, it's a 412-yard par 3.
And we're playing from the tips.
And you got to hit it blindfolded.
Yeah, that's rough.
Well, somebody hits you with a hammer.
$2 donation from 808 JM, War Damn Eagle. What a great Monday. Maui Invitational, boys. Let's go. Hashtag can't wait to see you.
I really want to be there. I really, 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 really want to be there.
$2 donation from Steve Miller. He says, I'm pretty sure the protesters have never smelled a golf course's green before.
There's a lot of things they've never smelled.
$2 donation, like what?
Nothing.
I'm
Success.
interested. What time? Okay, that's a good one. $2 donation from UT Parking. Texas officially joins the SEC July 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty surreal.
Did you see Texas fired their baseball coach, too?
I did see that, yeah.
People are saying that they're going to go hard after Tony V. We'll see. Good luck.
Let's go to a $5 donation from Hunter Hannah. This would be a huge get for Maurice Harris at Auburn. He's been with Hugh for a while.
Yeah, look, he's the guy they brought, one of the recruiting savants. Hugh Freeze has surrounded himself, I think, with guys that know what's up, guys that have a ton of connections. I believe he's talking about Juju Lewis. Look, there's a long way to go, too. I always caution people, even with the new signing period in December, what happens during the season plays a big factor into what goes on in recruitments, even with committed guys. So summer's fun. Nobody's playing games. Guys are committing. They're committing earlier because spots are filling up, right? Especially with NIL. But it's just, there's a long way to go. It can rise and fall very fast.
Let's go to a $2 donation from Ryan Gade. Hashtag give Kirk his merch.
Ryan, talk your ish, boy.
$5 donation from David S. Jake, you don't know about the Florida Panther? It's a literal animal, bro.
Like, I mean, yeah, I get it, but it's still a hockey team. And like, I'm rooting for you guys. David, what's going on? I'm rooting for you, dog. Tuckle it up.
$2 donation from Q Smoke. Shout out Clay Travis for buying 1,000 Jello shots for Tennessee.
I think Grant Frerking from On 3 did, too, bought a bunch of Jello shots. I know he's out there. He played at Tennessee. So, Listen, there's like, I think between Tennessee and Texas A&M, last time I saw, there was 45,000.
No one's beating LSU. It don't matter.
What did LSU get to?
LSU got to, like, it'll never be beaten.
LSU would just, they stopped counting and they just said,
y'all want to go over a real record that will never be touched?
Yeah.
No one's taking more shots than LSU that one year. Swear to God.
I'm not doubting you.
Last donation of the day, $5 donation from Timothy from Green Bay. I really appreciate your donations. The curse isn't real. Tennessee has sucked for a long time before Cone said anything. Stop blaming him. If anything, it's the Crane Bros. David's not the court.
Who said that?
Timothy from Green Bay.
How is it? I didn't pick Tennessee. What are you talking about?
No, this is someone compensating. That's what this is.
Yeah, Tim, I'm
like he's right on to
confused
me.
by your strategies here. Maybe that's why y'all didn't win the championship in 7-on-7.
Timothy, you're right on.
You're confused
Don't listen to
about
that.
who said what. No, but we appreciate you guys. Thanks for all the donos. Poll.
Who will win the College World Series? Tennessee or A&M?
Look, I've crossed the Rubicon. I'm
You have.
invested.
There's
I'm
no-
dialed in. So Tennessee, 60%.
I'm going to say Tennessee 61%.
Tennessee, 61%.
No way.
Wow.
Texas
No
A&M,
way.
39%.
I'm so proud of
$5 donation
I'm
from
so
David S.
proud of
Jake,
us.
did you just all me a Panthers fan? I'm a Lightning fan.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I don't have enough room in my brain for teams that don't make runs in the postseason.
LSU had 46,000.
Good
What
God.
are they at right now?
Good
What's this
God.
year at?
Well, I'm not close.
No, each one, it's like 23,000, I think, something like that.
Like, combined.
I mean, it's going back and forth. Look, Jello's winning.
46K, dog.
Like, the people at Jello, the corporation or the conglomeration, whatever it is, are just so excited when the College World Series comes around because they probably sell so much Jello. It's crazy. I like when they wrestle in it. Anyways, we appreciate you guys.
I like when they
Thanks for joining us. Got a great show for you tomorrow. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Keep sharing the show. We want to continue to grow, and we hope you know that we're going, Tuckle. Yeah.
That was an easy throw. You got to throw it up.
It's Monday.